Good evening and welcome to episode 78. As always, we will start with our gratitude attitude. So, if you would please gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath. And as you exhale, let all the tension from your body drip out. Take one more deep breath. This time, completely let yourself go. Now, think of one thing that you're thankful for that happened in the past week. Once you identified that, think about why you are thankful. And now, let's set it free. If you're by yourself, say it out loud what you're thankful for and why. If you're with someone, tell it to each other. Okay, so we've been talking about karma for the past few weeks. We discussed what karma is, types of negative karma, factors that affect how karma ripens, and other topics. We'll wrap up our karma discussion in this session. Today, let's talk about virtuous or positive karma. There are three parts to this discussion: 10 virtuous karma, factors in the beneficial powers, and the effects of virtual karma. Positive karma is a path that leads to happiness. Similar to 10 negative karmas, there are 10 positive karmas. They are essentially the opposite of 10 negative karmas. Each of the 10 negative actions, if we refrain from that, that becomes your 10 positive actions. So they are abandoning killing, abandoning stealing, abandoning sexual misconduct, abandoning lying, abandoning divisive speech, abandoning hurtful speech, abandoning idle chatter, abandoning covetousness, abandoning malice, and abandoning holding wrong views. To refrain deliberately from non-virtuous action, having understood its danger, is what is important for it to be a virtuous action. So, for example, when a baby does not steal, does not mean that baby is practicing virtuous action, because the baby does not understand the dangers of the effects of stealing. So let's take killing for example, right? Some people are able to take all living beings as their objects and try to abandon the killing of all living beings. And that's what we want to do. It means insect on up every living being. But then you can argue that, hey, a fisherman's job is to actually go catch a fish. So he may not want to do that initially, right? Abandoning killing for all living beings. But they can take all objects except fish, let's say, and say, you know what, I'm going to abandon all objects except fish, not kill them. If they are successful, they can progress. You know what? I'm not going to kill fish either on weekends or at night and so forth. So slowly increasing these periods of time. Once we have made this decision, as long as we remain mindful, our virtual action will be fulfilled. Just like non-virtuous actions, the more we perform a virtuous action, the more powerful it becomes, right? And all positive karma has three different types of effect. The ripened effect, the effect similar to cause, and the environmental effect. This is almost similar to the negative actions we discussed. So the ripened effect of a positive karma is birth in a higher realm, like a human birth. The fact that we have a human body right now means that we must have done something really good in our previous life. Effect tendencies similar to virtuous action allows us the opportunity to perform the same kind of virtuous action over and over. So we'll have tendency to do that same thing, right? Some people have tendency to just have enormous amount of compassion. That's their positive actions ripening. As long as we don't resist these tendencies, we'll have an opportunity to add to our balance of virtuous action, right? So if you have tendency to show compassion and you keep showing that rather than resisting, that means you are adding to your positive karma. Experience similar to cause affords us better living conditions. For example, experience similar to abandoned killing is long life. Experience similar to abandoning stealing is that we effortlessly accumulate wealth. So have you ever noticed that some people have Midas touch, right? Whatever they touch becomes gold. They make money effortlessly. That's their previous positive karma. That's the experience similar to abandoning stealing in past life. Experience similar to abandoning sexual misconduct is that we have stable friendship as well as family life. The environment of virtuous actions are opposite to that of non-virtuous action, right? Obviously. It's important to point out, though, that an environmental effect is not a quality of external condition, but the quality of a mind that experiences that. What do I mean by that? The same external conditions can be experienced as different environmental effects by different minds. For example, in a place where most people find the food good and nourishing, some people get food poisoning, right? Nausea, indigestion. Two people can take the exact same medication. One of them can get adverse effect. So it's the individual karma of each one of us that determines the environmental effect. The object of positive karma also affects the power of our action. For example, if we give a pair of clothes to a hungry person, it counts, sure. But the person's hungry. If you give them food, it's much more powerful. The motivation behind any action is also important. For example, we give something we don't need to goodwill, right? Sure, it counts. But if we give something with a wish to benefit someone, that's much more helpful. Actions are most powerful when they are directed towards someone who has been kind to us, such as our parents. If we take a vow to take positive action, the action becomes more powerful. So if you're going to do it anyway, take a vow. So as you can see, there's a lot to unpack here. Karma is a deep and profound subject. But hopefully, over the last few sessions, we've scratched the surface. And all of us are beginning to think about the long-term effects of our day-to-day action. And that's the key here, right? Every action we do on a daily basis, if we think about what that brings, whether it's a positive action or a negative action, virtuous action or a non-virtuous action, if we start thinking about that, that's going to go a long way. So that's the sermon for karma. In today's meditation, as always, we'll begin with settling down at our hearts. Once we are settled, let's contemplate the effects of positive karma. How positive karma will bring future happiness. We'll also contemplate that our positive karma can ripen in many different ways, from rebirth in higher realm to tendencies similar to action to environmental effect. Once we contemplate that, we make a determination that we'll engage in positive karma. And we'll hold that determination single-pointedly as long as we can. If we lose our determination, we go back to contemplation and bring the determination back. So if you're ready, let's begin. Let's get into our meditation posture. Cross-seated position if you can. If you are in a chair, at least keep your legs straight. Make sure his back is straight, spine upright, shoulders leveled. Gently close your eyes. Keep your mouth just a little bit open. That way, any tension you may have in your jaws will dissipate. Keep your palms in your lap, right over left. Thumbs gently touching each other. Now, take a deep breath. As you exhale, feel the relaxation in your body. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, feel all your muscles loosen up. Take one more deep breath. As you exhale, see your body loose and limp like a rag doll. Now, bring your attention at your nostrils. Feel the cool air as you breathe in. Feel slightly warmer air as you breathe out. Keep your attention, the sensation of your breath for about a minute or so on your own. Now, bring your attention at your heart. Imagine everything that happened before this moment melts into light and disappears. Things that have yet to happen are not real anyway. So it is just this moment. experience peaceful nature of this moment. Let this peaceful moment bring the next peaceful moment. Remember, there's nothing to do. Nowhere to go. Just enjoy. Now, let's contemplate. If we perform positive karma, virtuous actions, it will result in future happiness. We don't know when. It could be tomorrow. It could be 20 years from now. It could be next lifetime. And we don't know how. It could be in the form of birth in a higher realm like human being. It could be tendency towards the cause, meaning tendency towards positive karma. Or it could be environmental effect, long life, happy family, and so forth. Contemplate that for a minute or so. And let's make a determination. I will perform positive actions. You can even piecemeal that. I will not kill living beings for a week, whatever that means to you. And hold that determination single pointedly as long as you can. If you lose your determination, go back to contemplation. And then come back to your determination. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Any questions? Go ahead.
So positive karma, future happiness, negative karma, future suffering. But if you've already done a negative karma, then what do you do?
So there are ways to, I mean, we have all done negative karma, let's face it, right? Over eons and lifetimes, we all committed so many different negative karmas. We just don't know when it ripens. So there are ways to purify negative karma. And that's something I want to introduce in next couple of weeks. So next week we have Q&A session. And then we have a guest speaker. Sapan's going to talk about something. We don't know what yet. And then I want to go over how to purify negative karma. So there are 3 or 4 different things you can do so that we purify that negative karma. Hopefully it never ripens.
Next week, when you have Q&A session, will you still hold meditation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you have preference, should we do meditation before or after? I'm open to that. We can just take a quick poll at that time and see what everyone thinks.
It's just my 2 cents, whatever the like folks want.
Sure.
My thing is like meditation after just help, because after meditation it's kind of hard to talk sometimes. Like
Agreed.
you want to be quiet. Like I don't
Agreed.
know.
So we'll do that. We'll just like every time, we'll do gratitude, attitude, then we'll do a Q&A session, and then we'll do meditation. Does that sound good?
It sounds great.
Awesome. Any other questions? Premal, you have your mic on?
Yeah. So, you know, when I've read and people say that if you give with with an intention of getting something back, right? It's not giving. That's business,
That's right.
right?
That's a transaction.
Right. So does that hold true for karma? If you do positive karma with an intention of, hey, I'm
Getting
going to do
positive
this
karma. No,
so
no,
to
no, no,
earn
no.
my positive karma, is that?
No, it doesn't work that way, because again, you're doing positive karma, right? Uh, to not only, the positive karma is a lot more thing than just future happiness, right? Eventually, our goal is enlightenment, right? For that, positive karma helps
Right.
tremendously. So just because you're creating positive karma to create positive karma doesn't wash it away, right?
Hmm. Right. So yeah. So I mean, you intentionally, yeah, let me wish good for him so that I earn my positive karma, right? It does, but you
Well,
wish
but
good. You wish good.
yeah, but here's the thing, Raymond, right? If you're mindful about these things, right,
Hmm.
eventually it doesn't occur to you that it's I'm
Hmm.
creating positive. You just want good for someone else, right?
Okay.
That becomes the
You want to
habit,
get to that stage, right? Okay.
right? I mean, you start out as a transaction, maybe, right? That hey, I wish him well. Hopefully, nothing bad happens to me, right?
Right.
But
Right.
if you keep wishing well to everyone you see, right, and
Hmm.
you show that compassion towards everyone, then it becomes a second nature at some point,
Yeah. Okay.
right? They call that bodhicitta.
Hmm.
Okay, so we all have what they're saying is that we all have this seed, which is what they call Buddha seed, meaning that we are at core are like gold, right?
Hmm.
But we have all this dust around it, and this is all about getting rid of that dust, if you will, so that we are compassionate towards every living being in every situation.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, essentially, you just want to get to a stage with mindfulness that you just doing it becomes a
Exactly.
second.
And mindfulness is the key word here.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Any other questions? So Sapan, there was an interesting thought Premal had for your session in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
He mentioned it would be nice if you can just talk about your experience uh, um, over those 3 weeks in India.
Yeah, absolutely. I can talk it through. I think that's a very good idea. Let me put all the thoughts in a logical order, and then yeah, I can walk through that. I think I learned a lot, and I would love to share with the team. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's plan on that.
Yep.
So we'll have that in 2 weeks, and then after that we'll talk about how to purify negative karma. Rashmi, thanks for bringing that up. I wanted to do it sometime. I just didn't know when, but I think since we talked about this karma, I think it's a great time to do it. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, Nirabai, it's May 24th. I'm doing it, right? Not this Tuesday, the one after.
Right. The 17th is we have Q&A session.
Got it.
And
Okay.
24th will be yours.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Anything else?
No, this is great. Great discussion. I think the Premal's question is thought provoking.
It is. It is a wonderful question. Absolutely. So I'm going to stop recording.